New York, big city of dreams.
I'm coming straight out.
New York, big city of dreams.
NYC.
What's going on? This is Jealous from Nick and Tom Show here, giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And before we even start, man, you know what we gotta do, man. We gotta hit the gunshots today, man. We gotta hit the gunshots today. The Knicks beat the Sacramento Kings 140-121. I'm here to act up. I talked about it on CP's place over there, and I was pretty nice because my boy Frank Ntilikina got off the bench, and I played it low. But I'm home now, and what I'm not going to do is hold back. I'm here to be annoying today. Frank Hive, stand. Come on, man. Frank Hive, stand up for your boy, all right? Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it popping, man. Listen, the Knicks beat the Sacramento Kings like we were supposed to do. Halliburton was left sipping his tea, crying in tears because he tried to prove his point. The Knicks should have picked me. No, we shouldn't have picked you. We got to make it quickly. I don't care. Knicks beat the Sacramento Kings 140-121, and we did it all with Elf on the monthly shelf. All right.
Oh man.
No disrespect to Elfrid Payton because he's done pretty well in the last few games, but Elf was on the shelf, and we got to see Derrick Rose do his thing. He started off, 5 for 5 from the first quarter, going off on the field. He set the tone early, and he got the Knicks into their early offense. And I want to break down this game by myself, but I forgot how people would hear me. Tell me, I got too hyped. I'm sorry, guys. CK, you're a guest. CK, man, let me know, man. What did you think about this game, man? There's so much love about this game. I enjoy this game so much. I'm trying to calm down.
No, I can tell. I loved it. I was just letting you go, bro. Nah, man. We were talking about it right before we went live, like the excitement, just everything. 140 points. Frank went in when everyone thought it was going to be Austin Rivers. We got, Derrick Rose starting, and he was looking beautiful out there. Like everything across the board. It was just the perfect game that you want to see from the New York Knicks, man. It was hype. It was so nice to watch. It was dope.
It definitely was nice to watch, man. I Ryan, any takeaways from this game, Ryan? What are your takeaways from the game? Because I could just go on for like an hour about takeaways. I'm just trying to let y'all get your stuff off right now.
I well, it was a beautiful game played. Everybody pretty much performed pretty well. I like the bench production. Taj Gibson plus 17 off the bench. Frank Ntilikina plus 17 off the bench.
Wait. What's his name?
Frank Ntilikina plus 17 off the bench.
Go ahead.
Alec Burks, the 3-point god in the fourth quarter, plus 22 off the bench. Quickly plus 15 off the bench. Like, it was just an overall great performance. And I'm just gonna put this out here now because I have something that I want to get off my chest. It's been bothering me for a while, and just seeing Frank out there perform, I just got something to say right quick. Because to me, I don't get why Frank gets so much hate. Like, I understand it, Yeah, he might be offensively timid at times. Yeah, he might be injury prone. But to me, it's like if you actually watch Knicks games and watch with a keen eye instead of being basic about it, and you actually watch the games closely, a lot of times Frank makes an impact on the game. It's not going to show on the stat sheet a lot of times, and this is one of those games. On the stat sheet, what he just had 7 points, 3 steals, a couple assists.
Absolutely.
But when you saw his defensive intensity, it was clear that he was causing Sacramento problems on the offensive end. And it's like, this guy deserves minutes. And then on top of that, I'm like, this is why Elfrid Payton was trying so bad to play this game.
So Ryan, yes, sir.
My man, my man was supposed to sit out because he had a hamstring, but Elfrid saw something in practice. He was like, if I sit out one of these games, I'm still going to become the situational player, and my minutes is going to get taken. And this game proves that Elfrid Payton needs to start worrying, because if Rose continues to play like this as a starting point guard, and then Frank comes off the bench and continues to play like that, oh boy, Elf might become situation. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. All right. You're right. You're right. And all right, let me bring this back. Yes, Ryan. Yes, you are right. Elf knew that between IQ and Derrick Rose, he can become a situational player. And right now he's in a situation because I know Elf doesn't want to leave. You know, I'm not even sure if Elf is going to leave, to be honest with you, because I already know Tom Thibodeau loves Elfrid Payton. I already know this. You know, like, but I just hope that we can see the evidence from this game, and we can see if we can replicate this in other games, right? Because what we saw from the last game is Derrick Rose. He might not be the perfect point guard for this starting unit, but he gives you a little bit more extra spacing than Elfrid Payton can. And he also is able to move the ball a lot more prudently than Elfrid Payton can. And you saw the results of that yesterday. There was a few times where the Kings were going under the screen. And it worked in the first game when Elf was there. But this game, what did Derrick Rose do? He pulls up, he hits a bunch of mid-range shots. He pulls up, he hits a few three-point shots, and he softens up that defense. You know what I mean? So Elf, he doesn't have the confidence to do that on a consistent basis. I trust Derrick Rose to do that for us. And then also what you also saw was, IQ had the freedom to be IQ in the second unit. Now I'm not sure if that's going to work every night, right? Because IQ has been struggling for the last few nights. This night, he was the primary option. It looked like he wasn't thinking as much. He was just letting it fly. He was being a scoring guard, and it worked out for us this night. And the combination of him and Frank, it just seems like a better fit to me. And I've always felt like between even Austin Rivers, between Elfrid Payton, between these other guys who I feel like try to force into the rotation because they were vets. I always almost felt like Frank would be the natural fit, especially if the shooting that he's shown in the games that in the games before he got injured was to continue. And we saw that today. You saw that yesterday. I mean, the shooting has continued. The defense has picked up. The team defense has picked up. He had 3 steals, 7 points. There were several plays where he's directing traffic from the point guard position. Shout out to Pod Strickland who posted that video. Like he's just, to me, he just fits well with his team, and he doesn't need the ball. He can play defense and he can shoot the open 3, and that's what we need. And I'm gonna let somebody else talk.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. And the other thing too for me, and the people who watch any of my videos know I complain and yell and cry for this every game, but we got it yesterday, and maybe it has to do with that man Elfrid Payton, like you mentioned. But we played fast. We are a defensive team that gets stops, but for whatever reason, we never take advantage of transition. Ever. And Derrick Rose said, enough with that. I'm about to show you how that's done. And we saw quickly continue that off the bench. And even Frank's one of the few that would normally do that because, he's a big guard. He get the rebound or he get the pass, and he's instantly looking up. And that was one of my biggest, my favorite, not biggest, one of my favorite takeaways from last night's game, because I know this team could be so much better. 140 points, maybe that's not going to happen every night. I understand that, especially with how we shoot the three-point line. Right, exactly. We gotta remember the Kings, the worst defensive team. Yeah. So, but at the same time, though, I do believe that we could score fast and in a hurry, and that could help our points per game go up a little bit more because we do have the personnel for that because of our lack of shooters outside of Alec Burks, Emmanuel Quickly, and on a good day, Derrick Rose. You know what I'm saying? Let me get some respect to Julius Randle with this 42% 3-point shooting percentage.
Get him. Yeah. Stretch 4 big.
That's what I'm saying. Get your respect. You a shooter too.
All-star. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 50% last night, 2 for 4. I'm sorry.
Let's
Julius,
go.
man.
Wait, put some respect. Wait.
You're right. I'm so sorry. My bad, all-star. You a shooter too. Yes. But yeah, man. Yes. With the team that we have and with the speed, and I feel like with the athleticism we have, I feel like we don't ever take advantage of playing fast, especially with how good our defense is, because defense leads to transition play. Yes. And last night we took advantage of that, and that was my favorite thing. I was just watching it, and I was just sitting there like, just like a proud dad. Like that Frank came in, everything. It was just so nice to see across the board. Obi can thrive in that. Like it was great. It was great. I love the transition play.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to throw in one thing right quick. Also got to shout out Alec Burks again because the Kings were closing the gap.
Yes.
Late in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter, I think the Kings came within 7.
Yes, they did.
But then Burks had like what was it, 2 or 3 straight threes, and just up the score to 20.
Yeah, 5 threes in that quarter. I think 19 points.
Yeah, 19 points in the fourth quarter. So definitely got to big up Alec Burks as well. Like I'm hoping that he's able to carry this on into the other games because in the beginning of the season before he got hurt, I think he opened the first 3 games with 20+ points. And then, like, when he came back from injury, it seemed like he didn't really get back that groove. And I'm hoping that this game is going to lead to, more 20-point plus games in the future.
Nah, I absolutely agree with you, man. I love the 2 game spurt that Alex Burks had before he got injured. I was waiting for that guy to return. He returned.
Yeah.
And he bailed us out. Ironically, I was kind of concerned about the lack of ball movement. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like we did the third quarter. We had that third quarter of doom like we usually do, where I feel like the lack of ball movement was the main.
It was coming back.
Yeah, it was reeking its ugly head. We was doing 1-on-1, but strangely, Burks was going 1-on-1 and it worked out for us.
It was working. Right.
Yeah.
And I was like, move the ball. Except for now when you're hitting your shots. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel conflicted. But we got the win. That's all that really matters.
Right.
Yeah. And to CK's point, second fast break points, 12 points, 12 fast break points for sure. And
it's a start, man. It's a start,
man. Derrick Rose pushing the pace, and I also want to point out something else too that's pivotal that people might not realize that was key to this game, but it is key to this game, and it is the Listen, Tom Thibodeau, when asked about the game, he said, "Well, they scored 120 points, so there's something to look at, right?"
He's not wrong.
But if you look at this game, and you realize when the game started to turn. It started to turn when the second unit got in. Yeah. Because it was like a back and forth punching match for a long time. The second unit came in the game and the defense picked up. And when you're talking about the fast break points, it was the stops into the fast breaks that, I feel like it not bust the game open, but it gave us a little bit of a jump start of a lead. And that's why between Frank, who's playing great defense, Taj Gibson, like they were playing some demon pick and roll defense in that second unit, and Emmanuel quickly too, who got some hands on his loose balls. Like he's known as a scorer, but he had some really good defensive moments yesterday. Like our second unit really held it down for us and sealed the game. Still not seal the game, but like helped seal the game, at least in that.
I would say steal the game. Nah, I'll co-sign that.
You know what? You're right.
Nah, I'm with you. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Shots for
because
the
you started off with, because the ball stopped moving at the beginning of that third quarter, and we got away from what we were doing in the first half. The bench came in, the ball was fizzling around, defense was all over the place. No, the bench came in, and then they sealed the deal. And then Alec Burks did what he had to do in that fourth quarter. Nah, I'll co-sign that. And the bench
most definitely. And I mean, like, and to be real about it, since Derrick Rose came, like, pretty much that second unit has been what's been carrying the Knicks in most games. Like the first unit would keep the game close.
Yes.
Then we would bring in the second unit, and the second unit would increase the lead. And I think now, like we're not expecting the Knicks to score 140 points every game, but like if this rotation can play at a similar level, it's like, like that second unit's gonna be deadly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but it's like, the second unit though, Ryan, it hasn't, this is why I like this game. The second unit hasn't been, there was a 2-game stretch when that second unit wasn't, playing well. And, that's when Quickly and Derrick Rose were sharing that second unit lineup. So I'm not going to say all the time that the second unit has carried us, because there's been times where it's been disappointing, and the first unit was the one, who was carrying the load. But I will say this. I'm wondering what the future holds for this team and its lineup now that we've had success with Derrick Rose as a starting point guard. Because we've heard in the beginning when Tom Thibodeau asked like who is going to be your starting point guard, he didn't exactly rule out Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? So this can be a situation where Elfrid Payton, you know, got his cookies taken, man. Like, kind of like Frank. When Frank went down to injury, somebody else stepped up and took your job. Like, I think the same thing could happen with Elfrid Payton, because as much as Tom loves Elfrid Payton, and I said this on CP stream, there's one person who he likes more than him, and that's Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Tom loves basketball, his mama, and Derrick Rose. That's what he likes. That's what it is. That's the love triangle. I think in that order too. Like,
Right, sorry, mama.
1A, 1B, or 2A, 2. It could be depending on the day. It's interchangeable. You know what I mean? So you know what it is? I guess my question to you guys too, like, how do you foresee this moving forward? Because I know from the last game, I do feel like Frank, he got a lot more minutes yesterday. He even closed yesterday, which tells me something else. That the trust is there, like, because you know, if you're closing in the final minutes, like, Quickly wasn't in the game the whole game in the final minutes. He put Frank in the game with the starting unit, so that's saying something. It could be because Halliburton was in the game with him. You know, Halliburton was in the game. He wanted him to chase him, but. Right. I guess my question for you guys is, how do you see this going forward? Do you feel like this can be a pattern? Is it just a guess? Like,
well, the realistic side of me, you know, because of course I'm hyping everything, and you know I'm saying that, you know, Frank got inserted into the lineup, and you know things are going to change. But if I'm speaking from a realistic perspective, like I believe the reason why Frank was inserted into the game was because the Kings are a highly offensive team. And I felt like Thibs probably thought that, you know what, I need somebody who's going to be a bit more defensive, you know, to take up Elfrid's space, right? You know, who's going to fill that extra role from the bench rather than put in Austin Rivers, where, you know, Austin Rivers isn't going to give you much defensively. So I feel like that's why Thibs put him into the game. And when Elfrid gets healthy again, I think Frank is going to be back to being situational. But the thing now is, I don't know how long Elfrid's going to be out for, but the question is going to be, is Elfrid going to keep his starting position, or is Derrick Rose going to take it? That's going to be the main question. That's going to, you know, arise when Elfrid does come back.
Okay. Do you feel like Austin Rivers' time here is done? Because we've all said that we just assumed that Austin Rivers was getting the minutes after, you know, after that announcement was made. We was like, okay, it's gonna be Austin and Quickly again. Like, Quivers is back. Like, that's, you know. Oh yeah, I forgot about Quivers. You thought Quivers?
Nah, we on Ntilikina now. Let's get it.
Hey. Yo, I heard. What did I hear from Han yesterday? I heard Quick Smoke. I heard yesterday.
Hey, I don't hate that.
I don't hate it. I don't hate Quick Smoke's
nickname, but put them together, I'm cool with it now.
Yeah, I hate the Frankie Smokes nickname.
Me too. I think it's whack, but put them together. That's
kind of fire.
Cool.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Cool. Yeah, right.
Oh man, but yeah, what do you think about Austin Rivers' role with the Knicks now? How do you see him moving forward?
That's the best question there, because look, like you said, we were all expecting. We just thought, you know, it's just Frank is just, it's not gonna happen. You know, it's gonna be Austin Rivers. He's gonna get his opportunity to play next to Emmanuel Quickly. It worked at some point in the season, so why not try now and maybe he can come back? But no, Frank checked in, and like you said, he didn't only just check in his first game after missing. Somebody count him up and tell me in the chat. He checked in and played 23 minutes, which was more than Emmanuel Quickly, who had more points than him. Right. So, for like you were saying, I feel like that there's the trust is being built there with Frank Ntilikina, and like we talked about before we went live, like there must have been something going on in the practice that really caught Tom Thibodeau's eye, that said, okay, you know what, I think I'm ready to trust this kid, because he knew he had all the defensive tools that Tibbs would want. But it was probably the other stuff, the timidness, and you know, the problems that a lot of Knicks fans have with Frank Ntilikina. And he probably showed that in practice. And in my personal opinion, in that game, he off the dribble mid-range jumper. Like I talked about that before. I can talk about that from now till forever. That's not the Frank we know. You know what I'm saying? No. So as far as Austin Rivers, you know, the things that he does not do well is what we needed in that instance, and that is ball movement and defense, and he doesn't do either of those. He's a scorer. So for Tibbs to go with Frank, I think it made the most sense, and I think this just only expands the talk about him possibly being on his way out. I think it becomes more real now than before, and I think people need to understand that just because there might be a trade that includes him, and it doesn't have to be a blockbuster trade. It's okay if we make a small trade that possibly gets us another pick, or just gets us another role player that can join the mix, because we do still need some help at the wing and stuff like that. So I think that might be the future when it comes to Austin Rivers, especially if Elfrid's out for a few more games and Frank and Quick keeps working in the next few games. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's towards the end of the Rivers, or we're almost at the end of the river. There it is. Boom, got it.
In the end, I made it.
I barely made it. Yeah.
Yo, man. You got bars like you Jay-Z.
Shout out to
I barely got it out, but yeah, I'll take it.
You know what? I will say this. I'm very curious to see what this team looks like when Quickly is not on like that. Like, I want to see more Quickly and Franks together. But yesterday we had a crazy game where season high 19 made threes. Derrick Rose didn't even miss a shot until the third quarter. Like, everything was going absolutely right, So I really want to see if Quickly is struggling. Is Frank going to take more of the head guard reins and have him, quickly come off of some screens and get a shot? Like I wonder what's going to happen in that instance. Or maybe you hope that Alec Burks is closer to this version of Alec Burks and be able to handle some more of the scoring threats. You know what I mean? I'm really curious to see how that goes. And before I'll keep moving, let me acknowledge the chat, man. Let me acknowledge the chat. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat. Thank you for watching, man. Y'all here on the Friday night talking Knicks. First and foremost, 69 people watching. Hit the thumbs up button, man. Help us get seen. We got a show for y'all on Friday night. Just get these thumbs up buttons clicking right now, man. Let people know that you watching Knicks and you love the channel. You love what we're doing right now. Salute to the chat, man. Shout out to Anthony212, Uncle Mo, Asif and Yar. Januja, I just destroyed your name. Sorry, bro. I just destroyed your name.
We apologize.
We apologize. Yeah, he says you got to talk about the KP situation. You absolutely right. We're gonna talk about that. Shout out to S Brooklyn, Junior Karoma, Hadouken Sharon. That sounds like a Street Fighter character. Shout out to you.
I like it.
Yeah. Tell him Alejandro is always up here representing for us. Shout out to you. Nick him up. Jay Thompson, Howard Prince, everybody who's rocking with KOT on a Friday night. Shout out to you guys. All right. Now there's one player who kind of went under the radar that we didn't talk about, and that's RJ Barrett, because RJ Barrett has been struggling, and he had a nice game. He started hitting some shots, and he just looked like he was a lot more in the flow of the offense. Ryan, I don't know, what do you think about the RJ Barrett and his game?
Yeah, like, I just think that, like, he didn't force anything. Like, everything he got was within the flow of the game. He played good defense. Like, he just did everything. Like, like, RJ was just one of those players. Like, he was just a complimentary player in that game. Like, when the opportunity arrives to score, he went to try to score the ball. And he just had a pretty much overall good game, but 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 5 of 8 from the field, 2 of 3 from 3. And to be honest about it, like, the RJ that I saw against the Kings is more of the RJ that I want to see. Like, don't force the issue. If the shot is there for you, you take it and just play within the offense. Don't try to force it. You know what I mean? So RJ had a good game overall.
Nah, I agree with you. I don't know if you have anything to add to that, CK, or not.
No, I wasn't sure which way Ryan was going to take it, but I completely agree. I think RJ just played the game the way he was supposed to play, with, Julius playing well, with Alec Burks playing well, Quickly playing well, Rose play. Everyone, they were having their games, and RJ, just fit where he was supposed to be for yesterday's game. And he was still efficient, 12 points. He did everything he had to do. I think he hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, and the thing I liked about RJ yesterday was the passing to me was a lot better. I think he plays better when the team is shooting the way they're shooting. It's just a lot easier to get into a natural flow of the offense because it's less pressure for you to hit certain type of shots. and you're able to move the ball around and get other people involved a lot easier. So I just feel like the pressure was off of RJ yesterday.
We've been saying this for so long. Once
Yeah.
this kid has shooters around him, we will see the true RJ Barrett. Like, you know, we see him with the offense stuff now, but we don't get to see the facilitator as much.
Right.
Once this kid has shooters that are consistent shooters, like we saw last night, I think we're going to see more. Because I feel like the only time we really get to see him show off the facilitator badge is with Mitchell Robinson or Nerlens Noel in the paint.
Yep.
But other than that, when the shooters are starting to hit, you're starting to see the passes look a little bit more crisp. Yeah. Once this kid gets shooters, you know, as his career goes on, we're gonna see more of that unlocked for sure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And yesterday was a good example of that, man. Everything
Right.
just looked easy for RJ. And Nerlens Noel as well. Nerlens Noel is still filling in for Mitch. He's doing an admirable job on the defensive end. A few blocks yesterday. I feel like he didn't miss as many passes as he usually does, you know?
We need to keep that stat for Nerlens.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Passes missed 0 tonight.
All right. But overall, good job by the Knicks. Great game, really. What more can you really say, man? The bench came out, scored over 50 points, because 77 points in the half. Frank did it. This is the perfect game, man. The only thing that was really missing for me was Obi Toppin going off. That's all. That's the only thing I really miss. If I seen Obi, you know, play with Randle some, hit some threes, do some things, get something, you know, get some more subsequent minutes, then I think they would have been a real complete night for me.
His minutes went up, but he only took 3 shots in those minutes. He had 17 minutes because normally he's been, you know, get like 9, 10, 12 minutes a game. But he got 17 last night, you know. But yeah, I agree. And the thing is, I thought he was doing a good job. What I've been paying attention to a lot, and I don't think we talk about it enough, is his defense has been pretty solid. His defense was nice. The last few games, I understand it's the Kings, but it was before that. Even in the Warriors game, we were seeing some instances where he was, you know, I going into the draft, we knew that Obi Toppin wasn't the greatest defender at his position, and he's been impressing me with his defense. But yes, I would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive or be found offensively a little bit more.
Now you're absolutely right, man. And I'll say this about his defense: I feel like it's been a few games when his defense has been pretty good. Like I made an argument. Yo, shout out to you, State of New York. I see you, brother.
Yeah,
keep grinding. Keep grinding as well, my brother. All right. So what I was about? Okay, lost my train of thought. Oh, what I'm about to say is what I noticed from Obi though is like this. He's been playing defense pretty well for the last few games, and what I'll say is this: I still want to see Julius Randle and Obi playing together, and I feel like the Knicks missed a golden opportunity the game before when the game was on the line. He hit a 3, and you know they ended the game with some weird spacing with Elfrid, Payton, and Derrick Rose. With you know, RJ Barrett, like I feel like there was a golden opportunity missed to play Obi with Julius Randle and kind of use them as like a stretch 4, stretch 5. You know what I mean? Just to open things up a little bit for him. You know what I mean?
My only rebuttal to that is it was Kevon Looney. I was agreeing with you. I completely agree, but I just feel like Kevon Looney, he was big in that game, and right. I don't know. I think he kind of, depending on who he would have been guarding, I think he could have probably neutralized Obi Toppin, and it probably would have been a worse situation. But I do agree. I didn't like to end that game Elfrid and Derrick Rose. I thought that was weird. But I think I was going through the same exact thing. I thought the Warriors game would have been the perfect opportunity to see more Jules and Obi, but Kevon Looney, like he was doing a great job protecting that paint, man. That dude, everything we tried to throw at him in the paint was going in because of him. So I think that would have offset a little bit.
Yeah, it's like maybe put Randle at the 5. I don't know. Well, that's what I was thinking, but
maybe there you go. That could have been it.
Yeah, that's exactly. I wasn't thinking putting Obi at the 5. I was thinking Randle at the 5, and exactly, and then spacing. Boom.
So Obi could just deal with Draymond Green. But yeah, you're right. I get you.
Yeah. Okay, well, shoot that down. All right, cool.
No, I was just saying, because I was thinking the exact same thing. I had said it in my video too. I was thinking the same thing, but I was just like, but you know, I don't know how we would have handled with, you know, Draymond and Kevon Looney. I don't know.
If I feel you. I'm just desperate to see Toppin get
I hear
somewhere,
you,
man.
I hear you.
I just feel like with Julius Randle playing as well as he is, it's the consequence is, an underdeveloped youth on the bench, and we're gonna be left making really tough decisions in a year or two. So I'm just like,
Yeah,
man. Yep.
Yeah, for real. Salute to the chat, man. Before we go on, we need a quick commercial break.
Yes.
CK, stop it. Stop clapping.
Listen up, chat.
Yeah,
all right, here.
This message is gonna have a lot of pause moments, so be prepared.
Be prepared for the plausibility. All right. All right, here we go. This episode, I'm already laughing. This episode is brought to you by Manscaped. Hey fellas, we're in the thick of winter and storms are brewing. It looks like 1 to 3 inches are in the forecast when you trim the hibernation bush that's taking place in your pants. First and foremost, 1 to 3 inches is crazy, all right? No. Anyway, luckily, our partners at Manscaped specialize in products to make sure you're walking around town with beautiful snowballs, all right? So make sure, you get your trimmer 3.0. It has an LED light. It has technology that when you shave down there, it won't nick your hairs. It works in the shower. You can bring it in there with you and will shock you. So it's pretty reliable. So definitely get your Manscaped trimmer 3.0. All right. And when you go there to manscaped.com, type in KOT. That's your code. You'll get free shipping and 20% off. All right, free shipping and 20% off from Manscaped. Yo, man.
and wait! Don't forget.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Get the secret weapon, the ball deodorant.
Secret weapon.
Yes.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Come on.
Secret
Come on.
weapon. CK knows.
Sir. Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. Yes. Clutch.
Yo, it's really like no cap. It really is kind of clutch.
I'm saying.
Word.
Oh man. All right. Anyway, let's talk about some news that just recently came out that people have been clamoring to talk about, and it's fun for me. This is fun. Everybody get your petty sticks out. It's time to be petty. All right.
Oh, it's time.
Yo, CK, you really had to put the 2 balls in the chat, though. Like,
What? I'm trying to help you sell some Manscaped, bro. I'm just trying to be a wingman here, man.
I'm leaving that joke right there to die. All right. So, fellas, it's recently been in the news that gasp. KP the Unicorn might be secretly being shopped by the Dallas Mavericks. Things that make you go, Furthermore, it's also been presented in the news that a certain agent might be causing problems within the organization. And a source has come forth. Sources say that people should stay away from KP because of the specific agent.
Okay.
Guys, this sounds pretty familiar. It sounds like something that happened a year ago that people kind of blamed the Knicks dumpster fire organization for causing, and it's happening somewhere else. Guys, how do you feel about this news coming? It's vindication for me. It's vindication for me. It's the vindication for me. Like, I feel vindicated that this came out. I'm not trying to be petty. Yes, I am. I'm not trying but it's just, it just seems like, you know what? We saved ourselves a lot of trouble. I know people feel like we should have gotten more from that trade. Mm-hmm. But hindsight, maybe we got just enough. We got Julius Randle here, who's an all-star now. We got the cap space he wanted. We got a pick to turn into Emmanuel quickly. Maybe, just maybe, the decisions that we made a year ago weren't as bad as you thought. Any thoughts on this, guys?
I just want to say real quick, because I have the quote in front of me. A little upset at whoever this agent was that was, talking about another agent, because he said there's a reason every team wants to trade him sooner rather than later. From my recollection, he's only played for one other team. But now, because that other team isn't the one that was actually at fault, we don't want to name the team's name. So I was just a little upset that the agent didn't say there's a reason why the Knicks wanted to trade him sooner. But he misspoke. I ain't gonna put that on him.
No.
Yeah.
No, he didn't say it with his chest. No, say what he didn't say it with his chest. He wanted to say our name, and he didn't say our name.
But he didn't say her name, right?
Yeah.
Right. Because you don't want to give us the satisfaction. I don't know who this guy is, but at least he's getting the report out there. But I mean, hey man, you hit the nail on the head. According to every, the Mickey Mouse Club over there on ESPN, the Knicks don't know what they're doing. We're a dumpster fire. Oh, this is a bad idea. But well, all I have to say is, well. That's all I gotta add to that.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna add, my little 2 cents or whatever. First and foremost, my whole thing is when you're an agent of a player, right? If that player is injury prone and he's not contributing to your team the way you thought he would contribute to your team, more than likely, you have to check yourself and not, have certain toxic behaviors that will lead a team to want to be like, you know what? We can't deal with you. I want to trade this player. And clearly, it seems like when KP was here with the Knicks, the main problem wasn't KP. The main problem was his agent. And now the same problems are presenting itself in Dallas, where it's like KP's not that great of a player to where you want to deal with those headaches. So it's like, okay, you want to be the big bad agent. You want to be the big bad agent and, come in here and do whatever it is that you're doing.
Right.
Exactly. It's like, you know what? Your player's not that good enough for you to be coming in here and acting like that. So you know what? We're going to ship you too. So
cool. Right.
I mean, KP, if you listening, get a new agent.
Same, bro.
Don't trust your brother. Get a new agent.
Just stay away from CAA. I don't want any ideas of on our.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Exactly.
Clutch sounds cool. Clutch is pretty cool. JC
I like clutch.
Yeah.
I like driving clutch. I like ladies when they have the bags. That's clutch. They look nice when it matches. I like
there
clutch.
You go. Clutch pretty clutch. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with clutch. All right. With this news, let's revisit some things now. Let's open some old wounds. And this might be. I already know how Ryan's gonna feel about this. Okay. Scott Perry, right? He's taking a lot of heat. For the Knicks, and how he's run things. Steve Mills as well has taken a lot of heat. Steve Mills has been fired. Does this recent record and this news about KP, does that make you guys look at these guys differently?
What you talking about? Steve Mills and Scott Perry, or just Steve Mills?
Both of them.
Steve Mills, hell no.
Thank you. That's why I rolled my eyes.
I just wonder
because at the end of the day, when that man was with the Knicks, the Knicks were in perpetual, like.
Yeah, the perpetual state of perpetual state of losing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Perpetual dumpster fire. And you see, as soon as that man left, it left the organization where the Knicks are now. The Knicks look reasonable again. So Steve Mills, hell no. But Scott Perry.
But here's the thing, right? And here's the thing with Scott Perry. Let me add on to exactly what Ryan just said. That Steve Mills wasn't the president just for 1 year. He been here for so long, but then now all of a sudden when he has Scott Perry as a GM and a good move actually took place, there was a common denominator there, and one of those two dudes is still on the team. So no, Steve Mills gets a hell no from me. I was always with the Ninja. I was right there with you, even when people were trashing them because Elfrid Payton wasn't panning out and Julius Randle had the year he had last year. No, Scott Perry, I think he deserves his props, but no, I'm not giving nothing to Steve Mills. He was just a part of the equation that Scott Perry was that should be getting the credit for. So I ain't giving nothing to Steve Mills.
Exactly.
Well, wait. I guess that wraps it up. We feel the same way. I threw Ryan the lob. I already knew what Ryan was gonna say about it. I threw him the lob. Sometimes you just gotta assist, man. Sometimes you just
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I finish it like Obi.
Bang.
Right,
Exactly.
yes,
Like Obi, man. You like Frank and Obi or
I'm
IQ
about
and
to
Obi,
say.
whatever Obi you want to. Hey, what a combination you want to see, man. Whatever combination you want to see, man. All right, let me shout out to the chat again once again. I'm gonna go through the chat, see if you have any questions, any comments. But before I even do that, and then we're gonna wrap up and talk about tomorrow's game. That's coming up. Who are we playing tomorrow again?
Pacers, Indiana Pacers.
The Pacers. But we got a super chat from Danny Thomas who sends $10. Says salute from Stockton, California. IQ, I think it means IQ and Frank. Hashtag frankly, like that second unit of IQ, Frank, Burks, Obi, and Taj. He said Raj, but I think he meant Taj. When Mitch comes back, Noel will replace Taj. I would trade Rivers for Nemanja Bjelica. All right.
Okay.
I still like Ntilikina a little bit better, but that's just me. Because it sounds so bad. I like it. Ntilikina.
I like it too. I like Ntilikina too, yo.
Matter of fact, I like going for quick smokes. I like that.
Yeah,
Quick
no,
smoke
that's
is
right.
dope.
That was the
Yeah,
one. That's right. No,
yeah,
that's
Quick
the
yeah,
one.
smoke
I like
is
that.
fire.
Yeah,
That's the one.
quick
That's the one.
smokes.
Quick
Yeah.
smokes, cool. Yeah, that's the one.
Quick
That's the
smoke
one.
is
That's the one.
fire, yo.
I want all the memes and the photoshops. Quick smoke putting it on. I think that one's dope. That one's dope.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I'm seeing people. Let me go through the chat to see if anybody have any questions in the chat. We'll talk about that and then we'll close it out. But we might be wrapping up, man. We might be wrapping. I'm seeing people saying that the Indiana Pacers lost to the C's in the chat.
Yeah, they did lose.
And we're gonna get them on a back-to-back. Okay, so this might be right for the taking, man.
Ooh, oh yeah, they did. Yes, they lost.
Yeah.
Against Boston.
The mean streets of Boston. All right, cool. So they might be right for the taking. So shout out to everybody in chat who's rocking with us so far. Shout out to Ala Wise. Yo, my man, you just got here, man. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to Ala Wise. Shout out to Fritz, who always holds it down. Tell him Alejandro. Canada Hatcher. Nick him up. I think I saw Nick's Lights in here early. Shout out to you, Nick's Lights. Uncle Mo, Cody Emmanuel always holds me down as well. Quee Hip, Anthony212, and everybody who's rocking for the KOT Nation. If you're enjoying the show, please hit those thumb buttons. Like, share, subscribe. We're going to be doing these, I call it the after party post game shows. I do the show with CP and Ash, and after that, have the after party pod, usually the night after. And if it's an early show, I'm going to try to do it the same day, but a little bit later. All right. So that is the vibes. Definitely stay tuned. We're going to be doing a lot more live shows on KOT stream. All right.
Yo, JLS. One thing right quick.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I've been going to the comments, and you know when you go on CP show, Knicks Fan TV, and do the post game, and remember when you told me about how whenever you talk about Frank, like the comment section be going, be lighting up, people going back and forth with each other and things like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The same thing's been going on in our chat too, cause people going back and forth about Frank.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens. Yeah. It's a little bit more intense on Knicks Fan TV. But it happens. It is. Frank is a decisive character in Knicks Nation, man. Decisive character in Knicks Nation. All right.
He's like cilantro. You either love him or you hate him, man.
You love him
It's
or you
crazy.
hate him. And all I'm trying to say about Frank is he is a NBA player who can serve a purpose on an NBA team. I feel like he can be or will be bare minimum a 3-and-D guy who can set up his team for nice passes by playing combo guard in situations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying. People like Carlos will say he's a bum, and I'm just like, nah, he actually can play in an NBA team. And people be like, oh, but he can't score, he can't shoot. But it's like,
you see,
he's not Roberson. He's not Roberson. He actually has more offensive potential than you think. Not that he's gonna be Kyrie Irving, but he's gonna be. He'll be able to, supplement a team.
You see, like my thing is this. It's like people have to realize people have different roles in the NBA. Not everybody's gonna be a 20-point scorer, whatever the case may be. Just because a player doesn't score often doesn't mean that player's a bum. Frank plays elite defense. That does not make him a bum. That just means that he has a certain role that he plays very well. And that type of role, you see it on every championship team. That one guy who can play defense really good, and just complements the offense. And that's what Frank is. But people call him a bum, and I'm like, how? If you watch the games, he actually impacts the game without even having to score. How is he a bum? But you know, people have different opinions. It is what it is. So
It's where he's drafted, Ben. If he was drafted lower, I think that people wouldn't have the expectation. But because he was drafted that high, they expect a certain level of play from him. But you know, he's a guy who's a good role player who can defend multiple positions. Gonna be able to hit an open three and set up his teammates from time to time, and that's what it'll be. And that's what he is right now. He's looking like it. At least yesterday. That's it. That's it.
I have a more pessimistic look to it. I think people just don't like to see other people happy. I think it's just that simple. I think because Frank Ntilikina has such a big fan base for the stat line he has, it just drives those stat crazy fans crazy that we love that people like us like him so much. So I think that's my personal conspiracy on the whole thing. It's like they don't like that he's being liked because his stats don't look good enough. That's just why I think it is. But
you know what? I think it could be that too, CK. I'm not even gonna lie. It's like, oh, what? Why do people love him so much when he's only averages 7 points a game or what? Like, I can definitely see that as well, man. Because the people who love him, they go hard.
Yeah, they do.
They go hard. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the people who hate him, they go really hard too.
They go harder.
Harder.
Yeah.
Harder. And like I said, I was on the other show. I was defending him so much, I started to feel like I was about to get a Frank tattoo, and I'm just like. Like I started to feel like, man, like I started to feel away, like, and I was like, man, they had me talking to him like he was Kyrie Irving. I'm just like, I know he's a role player, but I was talking to defend him, and they just had me in my feelings. I don't know.
It's okay. It happens, man.
It happens.
Yeah.
But man. But salute to the Knicks. Hopefully he stays in the rotation. I feel like he's gonna have a spot in that second unit, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. Ooh, Fritz says Ryan hates MKG but loves Frank. All right, don't let him go on. Wait, don't let him go on this rant. Oh Lord, here we go. Oh my God, don't set him off, Fritz. This rant is coming. I'm mad I even repeated that.
I want the rant. Like, what the heck?
At the end of the day,
you want
Frank
the rant? Go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
At the end of the day, Frank is not averaging 2 points a game the last time he stepped on the damn court. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's all you need to say.
Man, you didn't even go into the whole spiel that MKG's been here for 18 seasons and Frank's only been here for 2. I thought that's where he was going, but
I can elaborate.
That's fine.
Because I think since like the 2016 season, like his stats have gone down every single damn season. Everything's gotten worse, and for me, it's like when I see a player like that on the decline, why am I going to want him on my team?
Talk to him.
He just shoots jump shots like this.
You gotta make a window, man. You gotta see where he's going.
Oh, like that. That's all I have to say. All right, cool. Pacers game coming up tomorrow. There's a good and a bad to this Pacers game, right? That I can expect. The Pacers, of course, is a good team. They're a team. I think they're a game. Wait, let's check Tankathon real quick because they just lost. I believe they were a game ahead of us yesterday, right?
Who, the Celtics?
No, the Pacers. Can someone check for that? Check for us.
Yeah, I think Pacers are 16 and 14 if I'm not mistaken.
16 and 14.
Yeah.
Because
they just lost, right?
They just lost. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so they're 15 and 15. They're 500. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're 15 and 15. So I think a win tomorrow will put us at 500, right? Correct?
Yep. 17-17. Yep.
So this is a big game for us. This is a big because we need to get. Haven't really been able to go over that 500 hump. So this is gonna be a game that I really want to win. But also you have to look out for the All-Star snubs.
Yes.
You have to look out for the All-Star snubs because we already know that Sabonis got snubbed for Julius Randle.
No, he's in now.
No, he's in now. Yeah.
Oh, he's in.
He's KD.
Okay. All right, so maybe the edge would be off a little bit because that's the thing I was looking at because I know as a competitor, if a guy got snubbed and the guy got snubbed for is across the street from me on the team, I'm going at homie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So at the same time, there might be some that animosity that he still got picked over him, but the edge might be off because he's in there right now.
But we're also up for the season series so far, aren't we? So that's another thing too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we are up for the
One,
series.
right?
Wait,
Yeah.
or is it tied?
How many? We didn't play 3 times, or we only played 2 times.
We played two. We played.
I got to check.
I thought we
that.
played
we
them 3
played.
times.
We played them really early too.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
First game of the season.
We played
I
them
think we played
really
them 3
early.
times. If not, then yeah. Then you're right. Then it was 1-1.
Yeah. So it looked like the Pacers are 15 and 16. Looking at the chat.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
because it didn't get updated. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, 15 and 16. All right.
All right, go. So predictions for the next game.
And also tied 1-1. Yeah, that's
So
what
we
I
only
thought.
played 2 times. Only 2 times.
Yeah.
Oh, my fault.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I
Is the
swore we
series
played
tied
them so many
1-1.
more times.
All right, so this will be our third and final time. It's the third and final time. This is gonna be a close one, man. I feel like every time we played, it's been a battle.
Yeah.
Every time we played, it's been a battle. I feel like the
me
last
a
game
second.
came.
What happened?
What'd you say?
Oh no, I was talking to my niece.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what happened?
Shout out to Niece.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say shout out to dudes. Shout out to the dudes.
But yeah, it's gonna be a tight game. I predict I'm gonna say the Knicks will win this one going off, just because they aren't going off a back-to-back.
Yeah.
We're a little bit rested, especially if Elf is out. I feel like we have a better chance. I'm sorry, Elf. But I think the extra spacing, Derrick Rose's passing ability, is more about that second unit too. I'm really curious to see what we're gonna do with the second unit. If it's going to be without Halliburton playing in that set, I'm wondering if Tom is going to use Frank without Halliburton in the game. 'Cause I do feel like it was more of a matchup thing why Frank was in the game with the Sacramento Kings. Because Halliburton versus Austin Rivers would have been probably a nightmare for us.
Yeah.
Considering his length, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But I have us winning that game. I think we're gonna win this game.
It's gonna be
I
another
think so,
fight.
too.
You think it will be another fight?
I think it's gonna be a fight, but it's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a fight, but a win. Back to back. Derrick Rose still has something to prove with being in starting lineup, and hopefully IQ and Frank get some burn tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a win tomorrow. But I feel like the second unit might be the deciding factor.
You know what I think is
Yeah.
gonna be the deciding factor?
What?
Mr. Rowan Barrett Jr. This kid is, for whatever reason, he must have watched old clips. He must have seen the Carmelo Anthony block. I don't know what it is, but this kid hates the Pacers.
Yo, he did go off against the Pacers.
Both times.
Yeah.
Both games. First game of the season, he went off. It was a 3-point juggernaut from them. It was 70. Like, what did he shoot? It was 100%, 3 for 3 from the 3-point line in the first game. So he had 26 points in that first one. He had 25 in the second one, and double doubles in both. Almost a double double in the first one. So RJ Barrett to me is going to be the key I'm looking at. Does this continue? You know what I'm saying? Like, play next to Derrick Rose now. Like, how is he going to look? Because, he's having one of those things where, he had those 3 good games. I think he had 21, 15, then 21. Then he had a 4-point game. Then he had 12 last night. So I think this is going to be one of those RJ Barrett games early on. I'm expecting to see that, and I'm excited to see the bench unit one more time. What do we call them? The quick smoke. I want to see
quick smoke. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think what I'm looking at, my key factor is going to be RJ Barrett running it against the Pacers for the third time. I want to see how he does it again.
Yes, sir.
I like that. And I also just like the fact that Derrick Rose is in the starting lineup, and I think he might actually pass RJ the ball in the corner.
Crazy, right? He did in the last game.
Yeah,
Crazy, man. What a concept.
Yeah, man. I agree. I think this is gonna happen. All right.
Yeah.
All right, yo. I think that's our show. I feel like we talked about everything we need to talk about, man. Shout out to the chat, yo. Shout out to Fritz. Shout out to Tell him Alejandro, Brooklyn Belly. Shout out to everybody who's watching, y'all. Like Wise. That's our show. I guess you know what you know what to do. CK, where can they find you, bro?
Find me everywhere, CK2K, man. YouTube channel, right up there. Put it CK2K. I should come up. Twitter, whatever it is. I appreciate the support, but what's more important? Make sure you subscribe right here. Hit that like button so we can get that thing up. We got 67 watching. We got 67 likes. I like that. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But more importantly, I need you to check that description. Hit that link down there so you can make sure that you got yourself nice and pristine down there. And don't forget the deodorant. That's all I got. Go ahead.
Let him know. Let him know. All right, man. All right, Ryan. You know where can they find you, Ryan?
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That is SIR. G is CHILLIN. And you can also find me on Twitter. I got a new handle, Ryan at Ryan G KOT. So
Right.
that's RYANGKOT. And I gotta go right now because my Uber Eats is here. So
Perfect timing.
All
All right, get your food, bro. You earned it, all right?
Yes, sir.
And you can find me on Jealous Draws Things on Instagram too. It's JELLIS Draws Things on Instagram. I draw stuff if you didn't know because I'm an artist. I did logos, websites, t-shirts, I do all that stuff. That's what I do. Jealous
Fire.
Draws Things. All right.
Fire.
Multi-talented. Motion graphics
like
did
it.
that too. The set up did that too. That's what I do. I create, man. I create. All right.
That's
Also,
what's
follow us on the KOT Show on Twitter, the Nick of Time Show on Instagram, and also the blog at nickoftimeshow.com. Shout out to all the blog writers. Shout out to Kenny, Rob, Mikey, Fred, everybody else I'm forgetting. You're in my heart, not in my head. But shout out to the writers who contribute to the blog, and get the merch too. KOT hats, boom. So I'm in blue from Ryan. Catch a KOT merch as well. That is our show. We out of here. Peace and shout out to World Wide West.
Shout out to World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave.